What's up, Bertini fam? Now in today's video, I got something special for you guys. Now something has been driving me absolutely crazy about these brackets from MJK Performance. Now I know people regard MJK as one of the top performance parts manufacturers, but I'm gonna show you guys something that is driving me absolutely nuts about these things. Anyways, if you're interested in knowing what that is, stay tuned in, go ahead and roll the intro. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys something. So I had to put, let me open up my bags here slowly. I had to put some tape right here that actually went over here because these brackets were destroying my carbon fiber bags. As you can see, the rubbing is so bad that the tape actually wore off. Damn! Now, the issue here is that these screws pop out, they come out, and so what happens is these things are banging against this portion of my bag. Now I'll go ahead and close it here so you can see how tight, actually let me go ahead and remove this. I'll go ahead and close it so you can see how tight the fitment is. Look, it's literally like, I mean, that is a hair. And because it's a Harley, it vibrates a lot, so this bangs into this bracket quite often. Now I noticed this about 2 to 3 days after filming and putting up the video, riding my bike, is when I caught this issue. So I did what any of you would probably do. I went on the hunt for a new part, of course. So I looked far and wide and searched all of the interwebs, and I think I found a great replacement. So that leads me to this. That is what is in this Carbon Visionary box. Now the shipping time on this was crazy fast to me. It shipped all the way from Italy for the specific one that I was looking for, and it got to me in 2 days. Mind blowing. So we'll go ahead and unbox these right now and get these new ones on the bike. All right, so let's go ahead and get this open here. By the way, look at that. Made in Italy, Italia. Oh, these things come packaged pretty good. What is this? A bracket. I don't know why I made that sound so interesting. Okay, a bunch of bolts and screws, spacers. El bracchetto, number 2. By the way, in Italian, that is not how you say bracket. Or in Spanish. For those of you who like to order tacos and say el taco. Actually, that is accurate.
Yes, it's true.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Very, very nice. Wow, for some reason I actually thought that these were bigger.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
There he is.
Please.
Mwah! There he is. Come on.
Anyways, super and clean, looks pretty simple. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot to it, which is nice. I like that. And if you're wondering why I went for this raw aluminum finish, it's because I wanted to break up from all the black that's on my bike. All right, let's go ahead and get the old brackets off my bike, so I do got to take the bags off and then get these new brackets from Carbon Visionary on, see how everything looks, and make sure that I'm no longer jacking up my saddlebags. All right, now that we got the bags off the bike, let's go ahead and take out these bolts here and then remove the remote reservoir. Man, I'm really sad that this didn't work out, especially because these look like really nice quality components. It just sucks. I think if I could give any feedback to MJK Performance is I would say replace these screws with something that's flat. I don't know if that's possible or what engineering one would have to do to make this work properly. And maybe these work properly with stock bags, but clearly they don't work with carbon fiber ones. Okay, so now that we have the remote reservoir bracket off from MJK Performance, we're gonna go ahead and install the first reservoir bracket from Carbon Visionary. All right, now one of the things that I've done to make this installation a little bit more simplistic for myself is I've mated these two pieces together and I've installed the supplied M8 bolt with the lock nut from Carbon Visionary onto these two pieces. This way it's one less thing that I have to fidget with when I install this Carbon Visionary bracket onto the bike. The other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply a small amount of blue Loctite onto the supplied bolts just in case, and keep in mind, you don't wanna torque these things down a whole bunch, and just so nothing vibrates out of place, I'm just gonna put a small dab of Loctite on here just so I feel comfortable riding with these things knowing that they're not gonna back out. Now, just a bit of an FYI, you're gonna be supplied from Carbon Visionary these two spacers. The bigger one is going to go into the rear portion, and by the way, it's gonna be the flat side down, and then the smaller one is gonna go right here into the front portion, just like that. Now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get the Carbon Visionary rear reservoir brackets onto the bike. Okay, so something I'm gonna have to do here, because I just realized no matter how much I tighten it down, there's still some flex in this thing. So what I'm assuming is this is probably meant to be mounted with this thing having its sticker on it, this Legend suspension. I'm probably gonna be switching out my Legend suspension anyways very, very soon with another one that I found that I really like. But in the meantime, what I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna take some electrical tape at the exact point where I want to mount this piece at, and this way it'll give me the grab that I need onto the canister. But I just wanted to note that in case you're running Legend suspension, it doesn't look like this might be designed for these reservoirs unless they have the sticker on it, because there is a bit of play in between this. I don't know if you can see that in the video. All right, now just before I remount it, I just want to show you, I've ran it around 2 times. So I took electrical tape, I ran it around 2 times. I'm measuring an inch down from here to here, because that's where I'm going to be putting the bracket on. And yeah, and that's it. All right, so it did come out really good. I'm gonna show you that here in a second. But one thing I do wanna call out is this is specifically for people who don't wanna run that Legend sticker. This is an alternative thing that you can do to do this and still have it mounted properly and securely onto your bike. Now, like I said, I'm actually gonna be going away from Legend suspension very, very, very soon here. I've already put in my order for a different set of rear shocks. So hopefully those will be in. I think the ship date on them is the beginning of next month. And so really excited for those shocks, those rear shocks. Those are gonna be really, really, really nice. And they're actually a step up above what's currently offered by Öhlins. So that's how serious these shocks are. Anyways, back to this. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like and how it came out. So as you can see here, here's the mounting location. This thing is in there. This thing ain't going nowhere. I mean, it's now mounted in here, really secure. So all I did here was measure from the crease here to the reservoir mounting bracket, and then I just wrapped electrical tape around it 2 times. I'm sure I could have probably did it with 1, but I did it 2 times anyways, and then just tightened everything down, or tightened everything down. Anyways, you guys can correct my grammar. With that being said, let me just show you here really quickly what this looks like in a side profile. So this versus where the MJK Performance sits at. Now I'm sure a bunch of you all are probably gonna be really happy now because I know it drove you crazy that this mount sat in front of my taillights. So I'm sure a bunch of you guys will probably be really happy that I'm no longer using MJK Performance simply for that reason, even though that's not the reason I'm getting rid of it. I actually liked where they were at, but yeah, I'm sure a bunch of you will be really happy the fact that now it's no longer covering my rear brake light. All right, let's go ahead and do this other side now. All right, well here they are, fully mounted and installed. Came out really nice. Really happy with the way that they look on the back end of the bike, and I'm sure a lot of you will probably be like, yes, finally, now you can see your rear taillights. I think they look really good from all angles. And then as you can see, it does not interfere with this rear sissy bar. Man, I cannot wait to get these shocks off of my bike, especially the long cord on these things. It's been driving me nuts since I put them on. Not a fan of those long cords at all. I know they serve a purpose, so you can mount it in different places, but I'd prefer to get one shock that's for exactly my needs. That's just better for me. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure if you're interested in purchasing these rear reservoir brackets from Carbon Visionary that you go ahead and check out the description box below. I'll go ahead and include links to where I got these from. And do me a big favor, if you do purchase something from Carbon Visionary, make sure you let them know that Michael Bertini sent you and they'll go ahead and take care of you. Well, that's all I have for today's video. Make sure you're putting out good energy into the world and you're paying it forward. I'll check y'all out later. Bye now.